Hey everyone, Kyle once again, and welcome back to the start of a new episode's series review. Now, I saw after this first episode, well, I'll think about if I'll cover it. It depends if I want to next week though. But I was curious about this one, and after watching the first episode, I really enjoyed it. I really had fun with it because how insanely crazy it was, and that is of the series called Undead Unluck. And Undead Unluck, well, because you have our two main characters. One is a teenage girl by the name of Fuko, who she has this ability. I guess they're called negators. Her ability is unluck, That's what it is unluck, and because anyone who has skin to skin contact with her, some terrible things will happen, basically death, because we have a flashback to when she was back 10 years ago, when her parents were going on a plane, and she gave each one a kiss on the cheek, right? And then as soon as before the plane takes off, the plane explodes. As an engine explodes, causing the whole plane to explode. So, and she 10 years later, and she's been just contact with nobody, and she has there's this image of this manga that she's reading, right? This romance manga, and how the way it was art styled, and how the way this tale with this guy and woman in the snow, right? And this like in a city destroyed, covered in snow, and so after all that, at the end of that, she's just finishing her book, and then she's standing on a overpass, about to jump off, and this guy just watching her and telling her to stay back because of her ability, right? So this guy, crazy looking, right? No pants, no shirt, with pants but no shirt though at first though, and telling her to stay back and don't touch me, right? Basically, and which he does, and by doing so, piece of the chunk of the overpass he's standing on falls off, and he gets splattered by a train. Excuse me. I'm like, okay. Complete splatter though, and the girl is first I was sad because the person died because of her, what she thought though, and then all of a sudden, just the guy's head just flies over. Because the guy, okay, really quick, just what his ability is that well, first of all, he's lived a long time. He said he's been living for ages, right? What he says, and that what his ability is that he can just if he gets cut, blown up, whatever, or splattered, he can regenerate himself completely. And on top of that, he can use his blood, which that's kind of an ability I've not seen, He can use his blood to just repel himself or launch himself, whatever, right? And as far as you can see his head flying off with the blood, just it's how the back of jets or planes, right, just go, the engine apart, where it's kind of like that, right? You can just repel, makes himself fly almost, too. So, then his head just starts, and it's and then all of a sudden his whole entire body just regenerates all on its own, and she's shocked and saying about her ability, about this unluck, right? And he's undead, so he's saying, she keeps calling him zombie, but he's like, no, I'm not a zombie, I'm undead. Because there's a big difference. So, and then so he's now fully naked. He's completely naked. Of course, the thing is the groin part has like a blockage, and yeah, there's like a one or two like raunchy moments though, like Kim standing there fully naked, right? But still, I don't think it doesn't play on it too much. I would say that type of humor. I mean, like by skin to skin contact, you see like kind of like groping her way, like putting his hands under her shirt, right? And then he just goes and launches himself. Like he has no feet, right? But the remains of his feet, like he just like launches himself through like their usage of his blood, right? Grabs her, just like basically almost gonna fly with that ability, just fly across the stage by propelling his blood out, Which I'm like, this ability I've not pretty much haven't seen before. I think it's kind of a cool looking idea. And like he can like make like his bones look into sharp stakes where he just like slide across the side of a building on the glass and holding her. I'm like, this guy can do a lot of things with this ability, like not only just regenerate, but do other things with his blood and stuff, right? And she goes while on the roof, like demonstrates another like he tries the whole thing again, touching her skin to skin, right? And then all of a sudden, this crate of bananas just flies off of a plane, just goes and crushes the guy, but he's fine, walks off like it's nothing, and then. That's when she slips on a banana peel. That's when she starts falling. It's like, oh, is this it? But that's when he saves her again. And she goes and explains the situation about her ability of causing unluck, by physical skin contact. If you touch her by the clothes, it doesn't work though. But it has to be actually like, skin to skin, like when Winchbeck henceforth, given the flashback when she was a kid 10 years ago, kissing her parents, on the cheek, kissing them goodbye, right? Like that skin to skin contact, right? That's how it caused her parents' death, and that's why she's wearing all these clothes so that way no one can never touch her, right? And basically, she can never have any romance any time at all because of that. So he goes and takes her, to his hideout, and then she starts running, and therefore her hair gets unraveled. It shows that her hair is extremely long because since no contact, that's why no one could never cut her hair. That's why her hair is so freaking long. But he goes and gets his hairstyle scissors, and I guess he was a hairstylist back then. That's the question she's asking. Stylist back then is like, yeah, I was ages ago. So cuts her hair short. She gives a smile then, but then it gets interrupted by these guys. These guys, well, the leader of the group is a guy with a scar on his face, and the rest of the guys, his henchmen, basically wearing Deadpool masks, basically wearing Deadpool masks, and. They're mostly after they want to capture Undead guy here, which at the end of the episode, Fuko names him Andy. But they want him alive, so they want to cut off his head and capture him. So, but they also want to take Fuko too as well, dead or alive, what, it doesn't matter, and. One thing leads to another. That's when Andy, so we'll just call him Andy because that's his name. But at first she keeps calling him Zombie. His head flies off out of the container, and when she kisses him on the cheek, she goes and bails out the building. And while Andy holds the leader of the guy, the leader of the group there, and all of a sudden. Freaking meteor just goes and just crashes down into the building, killing him. Which, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know anything about the manga, so it's fairly new. I think the manga came out in 2020, I think. But we'll have to see more on this. More of the secretive government people who want these abilities called negators. But anyway, she goes and runs, and because of that, she causes a whole meteor to go and crash down into the building. I'm like, she can make planes explode, by physical contact, she can make planes explode, have meteors come and falling from the sky. You know, I'm like, jeez. I mean, that makes her one of the most powerful beings on the world just by physical contact, actual physical contact. She could probably just bring the whole world to it if she could bring like a whole meteor down. Or hell, she could bring a whole meteor shower down and wipe us out like the dinosaurs did. But I'm like, jeez, you know. I mean, that's how crazy insane the guy, especially with the guy's Andy's ability to regenerate, like so, or just uses his blood just go and basically makes himself fly and stuff. And then with her actual physical contact, she can bring the whole bunch of unluck around people, like make like planes explode or meteors falling from the sky. So after all that, she goes and names him Andy. Because, like, oh, undead, right? So, Andy. And then he goes and says, well, since we had that kind of physical contact, now let's try. Of course, they beep out the word. Of course, if you know what I mean, the certain word they beep out, right? I'm like, okay. We'll just buy one kiss. Let's try sex now. And then she starts running around. He starts running around. So then we get this whole thing of our character, boom, Andy, and then boom, Fuko. So yeah, it was a very fun first episode. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, Undead Unluck. It was a very insane series, especially with our guy Andy with his ability, you know. I'm like, his powers is like just like crazy, you know. Regenerate his entire body, repel like he's flying through cities like from blood. And with Fuko, you know, which felt kind of bad because like she didn't know she had that ability when her parents died. She didn't know that. You know, all she did was just kissing her parents goodbye. You know, as they were leaving, she didn't know about that she caused that. You know, she didn't mean to, like, because she didn't know she had that ability at the time. And now she wants to, because she wants to die, and he also wants to die. You know, because he's lived for so long. Even he wants to find a great death, and Fuka wants to have a great death too. You know, I mean. I'm like, yeah, they're such a perfect duo, you know. Both incredibly suicidal, you know. They all want to die. I'm like, but Undead Unluck. It was very fun. It was like insane, you know, like just meteors come falling out of the sky by physical contact, you know, and planes explode and just. But stop. I had fun with the first episode. I really do. So we'll see if I cover the rest of the series. If not, but the thing is, after this though, now I'll be covering because Spy Family is back, and I'm looking forward to watching season 2 now. So, but after this has been uploaded, then Spy Family will be next. And there's also more to come for Halloween month. You know, so more horror movie reviews as well. So. But Undead Unluck episode 1, I give it a thumbs up for. It was very also with a lot of good comedy, and it was crazy abilities, you know. So yeah, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the opening of season 2 of Spy Family. Later.